Well, we're back. Here we are, Tuesday, January 10th, 2012. It's another edition of Infowars Nightly News. We have an incredibly powerful transmission lined up for you this evening. Coming up after the first break, after the news, we're joined by the gentleman just 3 weeks ago that started the exodus away from the internet registrar GoDaddy that's now set the standard for protesting against corporations that work with governments to restrict free speech. And this gentleman is at the tip of the spear in the fight for liberty. And, of course, he was inspired by Infowars.com. I'm just always amazed by how many activists who are having an incredible effect were woken up or expanded their awakening through these media ventures. Thanks to all of you throughout the years that have supported us. That's why we work so hard, so that people that love liberty understand we are not alone. In fact, we are the majority, and we are standing up and saying no to the tyrants and that tiny minority that wishes to shudder and control human destiny. Now, we're also going to talk about prostitutes tonight, because we're launching a new certification we're going to have here. We're going to have globalist quotes most evenings, but also patriot quotes. And by patriot, I don't even mean from a nation, but those that support human liberty. But we're also going to start having a prostitute section where we look at prostitutes. Now, a case coming up later, though, may not be in the prostitute category. There meant to be a special new category for this individual. So we're going to be looking at that coming up, so stay with us. And with that, we'll get into the news, because I shouldn't call him a global toot or a prostitute. He's more of a traitorous toot, or an Obama toot, who poses as a conservative, and that is Mr. Hunstitute, John Huntsman. Supporters have now admitted that they created racist video to smear Ron Paul that implies that because he has adopted Asian daughters and is the ambassador to China, that he's bad, trying to blame Ron Paul with this. Fox News, CNN, all picked it up without actually checking who wrote it, who said it, who made the video. So we have the sub-headline, "Don't believe anonymous internet post unless you're the mainstream media and choose to want to do that." And now a consulting firm has done an analysis and says video attributed to Paul supporters probably created by Huntsman operatives. Yes, that's the same finding that we were able to discover as well. Now, I don't have time with this next piece to get into every facet of it, but you all know that the media has made a big issue out of Congressman Ron Paul. And the fact that he was in a diner and the 150 media ganged up on him and he was being pressed up against the wall, so he left and went outside. And then the assigned CNN mercenary, Miss Bash, came up to him afterwards at another event and said, a lady was going to vote for you until you didn't talk to her. And it's such a junky question, such a distractionary question, that it's just completely mind-blowing. And Ron Paul gets irritated and moves on. So then the media made an issue about that and said, the New York Times said, Ron Paul getting angry. So we thought we'd play you a short clip of Dana Bash implying that people were turning against him because he didn't care about people and didn't shake their hand in the streets. And here's Ron Paul getting irritated by that.
But there was a woman there who was a New Hampshire voter. She voted for Barack Obama in the last primary. She told me that if she would have been able to just shake your hand and look you in the eye, you would have gotten her vote, but now she's turned off because you do that. Does that say anything about your ability to...
It says something about the media.
This is junk. This is junky question. We're stopping.
This is
junk. We're moving to the next one. These are junky questions.
Yes. Because you, the media, did that to her. She should have been furious with you.
You want to ask a good question?
I want to ask about a voter.
That was absolutely wrong. You saw it because there were 100 reporters just like you and your crew that crushed that woman.
We're done. She said that she's
Kurt Jenkins with credit. You're part of the same group.
We're done.
Sorry, sir.
So it's important to describe what a prostitute is. They're basically a member of the media that is a complete corporate sellout and a mercenary who can be bought for hire to carry out whatever agenda they want. Basically, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, they have agendas. Global corporate takeover of America. And so it wasn't enough for Dana Bash to come up and gripe at Ron Paul for no reason, as we just showed you. Next, she took to the airwaves as the reporter for CNN, assigned like a piranha or a lamprey fish to tail Ron Paul. She comes on and says, well, Republicans are hoping, and I'm hoping that he just goes away because he'll discredit whoever the Republican nominee is, because even if Ron Paul does well, everyone knows he can't be elected. More of this mental gatekeeping, telling you who you can have. More of this appeal to authority as if you're just moron, empty sheep who will follow any order you're given. Here it is.
Now, for now, obviously, they are very much focused on getting out as many voters to the caucus sites across the state as possible tomorrow. I'm hearing from Republicans, John, who are affiliated with other campaigns, that they are amazed at how wonderful, frankly, that they say the Ron Paul organization is. We'll see if that actually bears out tomorrow. But in terms of the long term, there's no question. I'm sure you talk to Republicans who are worried as well, just like I am, that Ron Paul will continue on long into the spring and summer, even further. Even if he runs as a Republican or as an independent, he could really hurt whomever the Republican nominee is, because still nobody thinks, even if he does well here in New Hampshire, that he will ultimately be the nominee. I'm sure you talk to Republicans who are worried as well, just like I am, that Ron Paul will continue on, who are worried as well, just like I am, independent.
Okay, so this is all part of this mind control that he can't win, and as he starts to win first or second place, well, you still can't have him. But for somebody like Miss Bash, her name fits her bashing of liberty, I'm sorry, she does not get the Prostitute Award. Dude, that's just a mercenary, a sellout. The glee, the relish, because there's a lot of other videos we have of her savaging and bird dogging Ron Paul. She gets the Skeksis Award that I've only given to Barbara Walters when she attacked me on The View. The Skeksis Award is highly prized. It is for those that really enjoy being mercenaries. They do it for free. So it's beyond the prostitute mercenary level. It is now to a soul-sucking vampiric level. And we happen to have a clip here, of Mrs. Bash before she put her makeup on at the CNN trailer and went out to confront Ron Paul. Somebody reached for one of the donuts that she had there on her side bed, and this is what happened. So this is the type of people that are against Ron Paul. This is real video from inside her trailer. Okay, that wasn't really her. She's not that good looking. That's from The Dark Crystal that came out in the early 1980s. Great film. But shifting into a serious gear, and you can actually pull this up on Yahoo, AP, and others have picked it up. This is not a joke. This is not satire. Once a week, we might have a little tiny sliver of satire, and we'll tell you when it is. This next report is serious. You could not make this up. In fact, show folks my document cam shot, please. Of Yahoo News. Fox News zing CNN, MSNBC on holiday card just like last year. And Fox actually put this out publicly on their website, on their corporate site. They sent this as their Christmas card to all the media. And none of the newspapers or publications that reported on this pointed out the real meaning of it. They say, it's making fun of ABC and CBS and MSNBC. It's implying that Fox is pulling ahead of even the mainline broadcast networks. No, that's not the point. There's 3 different Christmas cards here. And in it, the media is being drawn by the sheeple, by the sheep. And we'll go to some graphics of that. And it turns out they did this last year. They symbolize their viewers that pull the sled as sheep, as idiots that like mushrooms need to be kept in the dark and fed horse manure. And then there's another one where they're roasting the NBC peacock. And if you go back to that one, it shows the sheep there in the shot on the side of the left and right. And they're saying the people on the left and right are sheep. It's this controlled paradigm. We're the foxes. We're screwing everybody. Oh, my God, this is so much fun. And see, if you study criminology, con artists, criminals, the thrill is conning the people. It's not just robbing the bank. It's the excitement of getting away with it. This is basic criminology. So the Prostitute Award does go to Fox News, selling out to the big mega banks that own them and control them. And to the Saudi Arabian royal family that owns something like 35% of Fox as well. So, yeah, these are real Christmas cards. Dana Bash is not really a Skeksis, but she is a sellout to the New World Order. And these really are real Christmas cards. You can pull the articles up yourself. So for Fox viewers out there who watch the teleprompter brainwashing channel, the zombie control channel, or any of the other zombie control channels, it gives you lots of flavors of Kool-Aid with cyanide in it, different networks. They think you're sheep. They think you're idiots. They think you're a joke. I noticed years ago, other people, going back 5-6 years, made jokes about followers of Fox News being sheep, but I guess they actually, maybe Fox put those out themselves. I don't know. But there's literally no end to it. Okay, continuing here with the people that Fox News covers up for. And here's an alternate article, 5 things you should know about the FBI's massive new biometric database. And when you get pulled over, it's going in a database. Whatever your neighbors make up about you and reports is put in the database. Face scans, when you get a driver's license photo, it's really a face scan, put in a global database so that they can track you with face scanning cameras as you walk around the street. They're also getting your retina scans at the salon or at the bookstore. All these places now wanting iris scans. They've also got the wrap back system that integrates a whole bunch of other data they get from your employers and others, and fingerprints. They've got data sharing between agencies and private companies that sell the data you give them without ever telling you that. And they've got the NGI and secure communications, and that's all part of the federalization of local police and having them spying on you as well. So there's that article for you. But separately, the Village Voice is reporting on what we reported on first, Paul Watson at PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com, in February of 2011, about 11 months ago. And then it was we've shown you all these articles here in the past. It was in the El Paso Times, then Chicago Tribune, and then about 6-7 months after that, we see the New York Times come out and basically begin to admit, okay, the DEA, the FBI, the ATF, the Border Patrol, they're laundering not hundreds of millions, but billions of dollars, and they're running the drugs, and they're shipping guns into Mexico to blame it on the Second Amendment, as CBS News admitted. But they say this is to understand the drug trade. Folks, $500 billion a year, that's when it's shipped in. It's about 3 or 4 times that in actual profit. $500 billion a year of drugs is brought in, heroin, cocaine, and other things in this country. Of course, the big mega banks are involved, and they've all been caught being involved. Here's part of the Village Voice article. DEA agents got involved in the illegal scheme back in 2007 to infiltrate and take part in drug organizations in Mexico. The agents also helped the kingpin move a big shipment of cocaine through Dallas to Madrid. DEA agents posed as pilots offering to ship cocaine. And, of course, there's a New York Times whitewash on. In fact, click on the New York Times link right there, because when we can, I'd rather just pull up there. There it is. There it is. And, of course, it's only coming out now because when they bust some of these cartel heads, when local police do, they end up going to trial, they declare national security, and the feds rush in and say, it's all true, release them, please. So that's what's, in fact, here is that New York Times